Ah, yeah, getting a shot in before we start. So it's Friday. At least here it is. Uh, some parts of the world it's already Saturday, but hey, they're just ahead of their time. Okay, what's the deal here? I lost something. Oh, there we go. Comments. There we go. Why can't I make this screen bigger? What happened? By the way, is my audio up? Because I got a fan here and see, we got 4 watching. So somebody talk to me about audio. Good, yes, no, whatever. I got a fan going on. I have to have a fan. It's driving me. It's warm up here. I'm upstairs. So yeah, it's warm. Okay, good. Thanks, Chris. So anyway, I'm really prepared for this live stream. Not. You would think that being on Bill's show and it was somewhere. Oh, Bob's show. Bob Dempsey. I was on his live stream this week. Humidity is a pits, man, and that's what it is here too. A front is about to come through like this weekend, and it drives the humidity up to like 300%. I mean, you can't get that kind of sweet goodness in a sauna room at a paid-for spa. Something's wrong with my StreamYard. Something's not looking right here. Can't tell what it is yet. Everything looks okay on YouTube, but yeah, it's pretty warm up here, and I got a fan going, so it might be making some noise. I don't know. So anyway, so like I said, I've really planned well for this live stream, so I hope we can get a good group in here because I have no idea what I'm going to say. Okay, let's just get that out of the way right off the bat. Listening at work. Yeah. What work? What is that again? Hey, Chris, by the way, I was wondering, man, if Bill Thomas ever got a hold of you earlier, like this week or late last week. So he really, for some reason, wanted to get you on the panel for the show. I don't know if he ever reached out to you or not, but I was curious about that because I think you've been on a live stream or two here and there, but I'm not real sure. Drone and new visuals. Hey, bud, how's it going? But yeah, I was curious about whether or not Bill got a hold of you or not. Okay, so what is going on here? Why can't I make this screen bigger? This is driving me nuts. Do I do a refresh and hope like hell I don't crash this screen? I'm camera shy, so no, he didn't. Okay, I'm gonna do a refresh on my StreamYard page. So hopefully this won't screw up anything, but I can't find one of my buttons that I really need. So hang on and let's see here. 3, 2, 1. Reload. Oh, reload. Changes may not be saved. Okay. Are we back? Hello. Yeah, we're back. Fuzzy as ever. So yeah, that didn't work. What it is, I'm trying to, in the lower right corner of the StreamYard thing, there's usually a thing to expand your screen. And without using it, if I don't use it, the whole screen over here is white. And it just makes me look like a washed out ghost. And anytime I'm on anybody else's live stream, I'll blow the StreamYard screen up because it's a darker screen. So it's, hey, Tim Jackson. Oh, let me do this just in case, because I don't want to get too far into this. But in case anybody, I don't know. I just redid my panel list. I have no clue who's on it anymore, so I'm just going to throw that out there in case anybody does want to pop in. But yeah. So, like I said, I didn't have too much planned for today. I'm just going to ramble a bit. Uh-oh. Chris, is Tim ratting you out? But anyway, let me see. I do have. Oh, let me do this. Let me do this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Because seeing as how there's no one here yet, I'm gonna fill some time. I always like to highlight other channels, and I found some really good ones lately too. I'm just pretty impressed with some of them. Let me pull up one or two of them here. Plus, it'll give me, hey Matt, it'll give me a reason to exercise some of the stuff that on StreamYard that I haven't been doing much of lately. Paste and go. Of course, now I can't see YouTube, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. So let me go back here. Trying to keep up with y'all's chat. There's an oh shit. Hey Matt, by the way, man, it was nice kind of meeting you over in Bob Dempsey's chat the other day. I think that's the first time I've ever seen you. Thomas Ariels. Now there is my ex-producer, still trying to get him in front of a camera. The man is a hunk. I mean, come on, Thomas. I just don't know why you don't want to share that stuff, man. Just not right. Anyway, so let me see. I got where am I at? This channel is, oh man, I need a wingman. Thomas, I need you. I need you here backing me up, man. This guy's channel is called E Squared Air. And I hope he doesn't try to go all Einstein on you, because I wouldn't even know how to do the little two thing. Let me see if I can get his link in there. There we go. And go here and go big. And let's do a share screen. Share screen. Share screen. There we go. Come on, share screen. No audio on this one because I know better. So this is E2 Air. He doesn't have many subs, which is why I like to highlight channels like this. And I'm not sure why this video popped up in particular. It just, something about it just caught my eye. And I said, oh, it looks kind of, oh, this is what it was. Yeah. This guy is zipping around. I'm sure he did this in post, maybe. I don't know. Sped everything up and everything, but it's kind of cool looking in a way. It makes you a little bit dizzy and everything, but whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to put his channel up. Let me see if I can pull up the specs on it. Can't do that while I'm in this screen, so let me stop sharing. Okay, and bring that down. But wow, that thing has got 90 views. He only put it out on May 12th. E2 Air has 25 subs, so if you notice my scroll, I don't care if y'all leave my channel for a minute and go take a look at this guy and just give him a like and a sub or whatever, you know, because everybody likes to get pumped up a little bit. And I know Bill and I have been talking about this, that if you don't do the spend the time on the channel, like and comment, YouTube is going to take that sub away. They say it's not organic. It's like you're, I don't know what their reasoning is. We had Robbie Gray on the other night, and he sort of explained it in too technical terms for me to follow, but I kind of get it. So it's like you've got to come across these people yourselves. And in a way, that's good, though, because I came across someone today on Facebook who only has, I think it was a few hundred subs. And the quality of their videos, why didn't I take that one down, was fantastic. He was showing some highlights from the Swedish women's sailing race thing that he was getting ready to film. And, you know, get your minds out of the gutter. They didn't have any bikinis on because it is Sweden and it's still cold over there. But the production, I need to pull it up. It's got to be in my history. The production on it was really cool. I mean, for everything from the audio, he relied a lot on still photography shots and some drone shots. He's using a Phantom 4, I guess. And yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's something else I want to talk about too, because this is about me trying to decide what drone to get. We'll get to that in a few minutes, though. But let me see. Is there a share? Save playlist. Save it. You can't. Why don't let you share the darn thing? You got to start it up again. Huh. Okay. So share. Copy. Blah 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 blah. And I'm going to put this one in the chat too. Man, I feel like a newbie at this shit. I've been doing these live streams now for 2 or 3 years. I know what the problem is, though. I just don't do these enough anymore. Let me pull this. Okay, yeah. Oh, the channel name is Channel of Mirko. I'm just going to put the link up. That way you just go to it and check it out. But he's got 910 subscribers, so he's panting for 1,000, I'm sure. So, but it's kind of a longish video. It's about 8 minutes, but it actually, for some reason, held my attention for the entire 8 minutes because I think it was because of the photography. I've really gotten into the photography end of what we do, and I'm fascinated by how people will line up a shot. So, okay, back to the chats. There we go. I got that one up. Got that one up. Hey, Rob, Third Eye View, I guess the heat is pretty bad up there where you're at, too. A friend of mine, Steve Hyde, who I fly with every chance I get, because the guy is a photography genius when it comes to drones. But he's going to be up near my neck of the woods tonight, and he asked me to go meet him, and I said, oh, man, I'm doing a live stream. Shit. But I don't know. Sunset is like at 8 o'clock, and I might be done with this by 6, so see how it goes. As long as the dogs don't need to be fed. So anyway, let's pull up some drones. Let's talk about some drones. There's the Mini 3. And I know everybody's tired of getting beat to death with the Mini 3. And I'm not going to do that. Hey, John, there's a link in it if you want to pop in, but it's up to you. I don't want to impose on anybody because I do these things pretty informally. I'm not like Bill or Bob, where you're going to get 3 days worth of notice. 2 hours is about it. But, the Mini 3, the whole thing that's got me bugged about that is the delay in the shipping. Let's really hype this drone with one leak after another for the last 6 weeks. Have it in the hands of a lot of the influencers who we all watch. And then you can't get it, at least in North America, to like June, July, August, whatever. It's just DJI shot themselves in the foot again, as far as I'm concerned. But I did watch Eddie Nunez range test on it. And Eddie, thank you for having those spotters downrange. I did see them, by the way. That was very good placement on those spotters. And it still didn't really answer, though. One of the questions I've had about that drone is in the specs, it shows it has all the Wi-Fi channels, A, B, C, D, E, Z, and N, and double N's. And it has OcuSync 3. Okay. So how in the hell is it doing both? Looky here. I got a Mac. I got a UPS guy.
You do.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was trying to connect my Bluetooth, but I guess they don't want to connect this for some reason.
Yeah, you're a little kind of stuttery, but it's sort of in and out.
How about now?
There you go. That's kind of what you were doing the other day on Bob's thing. But yeah, I was just mentioning about how the Mini 3, I'm kind of curious about it. That Eddie Nunez got like over 2 miles on the drone. He did a range test. And that is definitely not a Wi-Fi drone. So it's got to be OcuSync 3. But what I'm still curious about is what is the Wi-Fi for? Some people have said, well, it's for downloading video
I don't
to
know.
your device.
Today.
That's always been there. You know, with all the drones, you can download the video to your device, 100 megabytes, whatever. So I'm still curious to see why that spec is in there with the Wi-Fi. But now go check out Eddie's video. He's been promoting it on a lot of social media, Facebook and stuff, and it's actually pretty good. What I liked about it, what he did was he kept the height pretty low for the longest time. He was almost a mile out, and he was still only like 50 or 60 feet off the ground, or off the water in this case. But no, I was pretty impressed by the video. Not that I'm promoting Eddie, because Eddie's doing pretty good, man. And he's got Ken helping him out a little bit, I suppose. But you know, the Mini 3, yeah, I'm gonna wait till Best Buy gets that puppy before I even think about getting it. Because man, I got a video in the hopper, and it's literally loaded into the chamber and ready to go, and I'm dying to put it out there. But I'm going to wait a few days, because one thing I've learned is if you do this live stream like I'm doing now, ride that wave of views for like 24 to 48 hours and then put out a video. Because I made the mistake one time of doing one of these and putting out a video on the same day. Don't do that. Do not do a live stream and do a video on the same day. Yeah, John, you're right. That's 2 miles. I've actually flown my Mavic 2 Zoom back in 2018 when I got it 2 miles and a tenth round trip, and it was out over water. And I don't think I've ever been that scared. You know, it's just not something that I'd normally do.
I did that last summer with the first drone I bought. It was a Hubsan Xeno 2 Plus, and down here I was at the inlet and just let it roam.
That's okay, man. Lose that puppy. You're not losing much. If somebody, I make jokes like that, but if somebody actually gave me one, I know I'd probably like it and fly it, because I love anything that's not DJI.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong. Everything I got is DJI because they're the best. But
at the point where I started, that was what was affordable for me, because I wanted an Evo 2 Pro but couldn't afford it, so I bought that. And now I've got the 2 new Altels, and I'm thrilled with both of those. So,
and that's, yeah, you've got the Light Plus, if I remember right, correct? Yeah, see, that's the one I'm still leaning towards. The Mini 3 has
where I live, between the military bases and the airports, the airspace is just so restricted.
Oh, man.
I had a friend of mine let me borrow his Mini, his DJI Mini, and even though I've got COAs and waivers to fly down here, tried to load it in, they wouldn't accept it for some reason, and it's like, I got a friend who lives on the corner from me, and because where we live, it's like right on the edge of a zero grid. He's got a Platinum, what is it? I guess the Mavic 2 Platinum or Pro Platinum, whatever.
That's a Mavic 1 Platinum. It's a Mavic 1. That was
he can't even take it off in his own backyard.
Yeah, because it never had that stuff built into it to where it had all those geofence restrictions.
Right. So even though I've got my 107 and I have my waivers, I don't want to fight it. And I know some people say they have no issues preloading it, but for some reason I did, and I think because of the military-based restrictions, it's just a whole nother gamut to get them to accept your authorizations.
I'm trying to remember, what do they call those on the 107 test? Military MOAs? Was it military or MAOs? Military Area of Operation. Yeah, MAO. Military Area of Operations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, they don't have those here, but there's plenty of places in Texas where they do have them. I wouldn't even try.
Well, 2 blocks from where I'm sitting is a zero grid, and I've got a 125-foot authorization to fly there. Because I went through the FAA drone zone, explained what I wanted. It's a creative district down here. I laid out the parameters of the specific area I wanted, told them what I'd be doing, why I'd be doing it. You know, I would be creating, you know, content or videos for events. And that one took a while. I think it took almost 2 weeks, but I got it back approved. And the only thing they took away from it was flying at night.
Yeah. You know,
So,
and that's the other thing too. That's why I'm probably going to get 2 drones this year. And one of them I'm going to get probably this weekend or next, and I keep putting it off. And I just told the guy I'm buying, it was Steve High that I'm buying from. I'm going to buy his DJI FPV drone because I have got a specific use that I want to put it to, but I'm going to need a month or 2 of learning how to fly that thing without credit.
Right now, where I'm at, I've probably 2 years before I would consider doing something full time with the drone. So I've got a few bills to pay off. I could retire right now. I've got my 30 years.
There you go.
But I need 2 years to do some things to the house, pay off the car, and then I can consider it. So that gives me ample time. I've already got several customers lined up for this year. And I really would like, I'm talking with a developer, I'd like to get into some type of construction progression photography.
Yep.
So between that and the events in our area, I think I can at least, you know, make enough money a month to pay for, you know, my health insurance when I retire. And that's really all I need.
Hey, Mike. But yeah, I gotta agree with drone and new visuals. That Air 2S is, for me, is right now is killing it. I mean, it is just amazing. You know, anything low light, anything night, and I'm about to put up a video that I took last Sunday at dawn. I got up at 4 in the morning and said, nobody's paying me to do this. Why am I doing this again? But, you know, I got some incredible photos I put up on social media, and I said, let me look at the video. Video never comes out as good as the pictures. The video is outstanding. Man, I'm just going, that's got to be that 1-inch sensor just bringing those colors out. I was just blown away. 26th of May. Yeah, but see, there we go. You'd still 3 to 5. I'm not holding my breath either. That still puts you into June, which at least it's not the end of June, because I think Bill Thomas was near the end of June. Thank you, Mike.
I talked to the guy that delivers to one of the Best Buys here, and he knows the girl really well. He's been on the same route for years. He said he's going to talk to her and find out if she's heard anything about when they'll be getting stock here. Not that I want it, but I know a couple people that do locally. So I figured, you know, use the backdoor connections to see what I can get.
And getting back to the Autel thing, that besides that DJI FPV drone, the Autel Lite Plus is probably the other drone I'm going to get this year. To me, it's Autel's equivalent to the Air 2S because it is made for low light. And I always like to have some sort of a good backup to whatever it is I'm using. Plus, I don't have the restrictions you might have where you are, Matt, but here in Houston, we have 2 major airports. And I don't fly around them. I'm not going to fly around them, but some of the stuff that they'll do is just asinine, you know, that they'll shut down. You know how an airport runway will go straight and then wing out.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've got to get your LANC approval and everything for that. And if you're even just on the edge or like within a quarter mile of that edge, DJI or the geofencing restricts me to like 100 feet. And I've been able to work around it. It just happened down in Galveston, in fact. I can work around it because I can usually work with 100 feet, but it's frustrating, you know. And Autel, I know, is not going to give me that kind of grief just yet. So that's the other reason why I'm probably going to get the Autel is for a backup for the Air 2S because they both have a 1-inch sensor. Now, the other thing about the Autel is the variable aperture. Have you played with that at all yet?
Some. I've actually got a online course my daughter had. She got it free when she purchased a regular camera last year. and I'm actually just starting to go through that. I understand most of the basics for like shutter speed and ISO, but when it comes to the aperture, and that was the big reason I went with the Light Plus. I bought the Nano Plus too, but the Nano is easy to bring back and forth to work with me every day.
Yep.
But I wanted that advancement to be able to have more of a camera, not so much concerned with the drone, but the camera that was on it. And with that 1-inch sensor.
Yep.
So
like I said, that 1-inch sensor, I mean, I never had the Mavic 2 Pro. So this is my first experience with a 1-inch sensor, and it just amazes me all the time. Look at that.
well, it's
You
funny.
see,
I mean,
now Jake Stromlife is saying the Autel Light is killing the Air 2S. And see, that's the kind of stuff I want to find out if that's true or not. Uncle Bill, hey, bud.
and see, I wouldn't know. I don't have any of the DJI drones. I've never flown them. And everybody online, everybody in YouTube has got a different opinion about all of it. I think it's what you like and what you're happy with.
You know, I've heard a large channel kind of diss on Autel. And
I mean, their customer
like I said,
service.
I don't
Thank
care.
God I haven't had any issues, but their
Well,
customer
I
service.
I have dealt with Autel's customer service, and they're pretty top notch. You know, so in one case, I had a bad motherboard, and he literally sat on the phone with me for 2.5 hours,
Oh, wow.
verifying that I had a bad motherboard. And he goes, "And where'd you get this thing again?" I said, "Best Buy." I just returned it to Best Buy. He could have just hung up the phone and said, "Return it to Best Buy." But yeah, but
knock on wood, both of mine have flown perfect from the minute I put them in the air.
there you go.
I got them from a U.S. distributor, so I didn't go through AliExpress or directly from Autel or Autel Robotics. And I don't know if that made a difference. I don't know if I got a second generation, especially with the Nano.
I doubt it.
I honestly, I mean, from day one, putting them both in the air, I have not had an issue, and I'm really happy with what I've got.
I like this Mavic 3, you know, and I think so too. I mean, the only thing, honestly, and I've got personal friends here in Houston who've got the Mavic 3, and I'm going to say what I'm going to say. The Mavic 3 is overpriced for what it does. The only thing outstanding that I've seen the Mavic 3 can do that none of the other drones out there can is it can take a 7 times zoomed in awesome picture.
Yeah.
You know, but whereas the only thing I can do with my 2S is I can zoom in, I don't know, 4 or 5 times before it starts to get squirrely on video, and then get a screen capture off of that. And most of the times it comes out good. But there's still just nothing in the Mavic 3 line that's just making me say, man, I wish I had that drone, you know. But, you know, and just all kinds of other little things that bug me about it. $259 or $289 for the batteries.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Let's burn one of those up here on a hot Houston afternoon. Hey, Steve and Drones, what's up? But anyway, I mean, I'm the money's there for the DJI FPV, so I'm getting that hopefully next week. I'm still waiting on that freaking tax return, and as soon as that tax return is in hand, that's when the Autel Light gets ordered, Light Plus. You know, but
I got scolded and told I wasn't allowed to buy any more of the shit this year.
Dude, I've been putting off the DJI FPV drone I'm buying is from my buddy here in Houston, Steve Hyde. He's only flown it twice. Steve is an excellent photographer, but he doesn't like to fly much. He literally, I don't know if he's scared or just because he flies around buildings a lot, and you get a lot of drift with these metal buildings here, metal and steel and glass. But so he doesn't really move around a lot. So that DJI FPV drone was never really for him. but I've got specific shots in mind that I'm just going, if I was doing like 40 or 50 miles an hour, that would be an awesome shot.
Really neat.
So I want to get it. But no, man, I'm just waiting on that tax return, which from what I just saw on some of the forums online, I might not get that puppy now until early next year, they're saying, because I did a paper form. I'm kind of bummed. Jake,
Well, I'm holding out, hoping Alltel will step up towards the end of the year, the first of next year, and come out with some kind of multi-purpose smart controller that will run all their programs.
I don't know. I know what you're talking about, though, but I don't know if to expect.
I'm not holding
to expect that much from Autel.
I'm not holding my breath, so we'll see.
Yeah, and see, there's Jake again with saying how much, and I think he's right about how much I'm going to love the drone and everything. I just don't see me using it in acro. I mean, it's not to say I never will, but I just know I've been flying a Tiny Hawk 2 now for almost 2 years, more or less. And I'm pretty good with it now. I mean, but at the same time, it's just a little dinky analog drone that I'm not scared to destroy. In fact, I'm on my fourth or fifth one because the cats and dogs have gotten pretty good at catching it here in the house.
Yeah, I mean, even if you slammed it into the wall, it's not like you're out $1,000.
Yeah. Oh, gee, I got to replace a prop again. Big deal. But on not windy days, which we haven't had any, I'll take it outside and zip it around it. I guess the Mason, just with that drone alone, I'm doing like 45 miles an hour or so, and that's really low to the ground stuff, like at 3 or 4 feet, and then I'll shoot up and do all the things that everybody else does. And I can get most of that done in stable mode. But man, in the minute I hit acro, I try to go super high, then flip over to acro and hope like just time how long it's going to take me to hit the ground. I'm still doing something wrong in acro. I got to be. Either that or
can I get a flip or a spin in before I hit the ground?
And it's like I'll literally get it up to, I don't know, 150, 200 feet, throw it in acro, and I'll like 0.3 of a second go, okay, I got this. It's going. And all of a sudden it's like kamikaze to the right or left, and I am on the ground in seconds. So yeah, I just learned my limitations and deal with it. Oh, man.
I've come across a couple guys in the past couple of weeks that fly FPV around here and talked about hooking up with one of them. So we'll see. I mean, it interests me, but not to the point where that would be my next purchase.
Well, and my whole thing about the FPV thing is it's a rabbit hole, whereas you're going to drop $1,000 or more on a new camera drone. When you really start getting into those FPV drones, you're going to drop thousands and thousands of dollars. Oh, gee, this is only $700. And a month or two later, well, this one's only like $500. And the motors are only like $100. So, I mean, it's just it nickel and dimes you to death.
And see, I don't have the time with my job to, spend every week a couple hours repairing or building or, it would probably take me a month to buy one if I bought a kit that you had to build on your own.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
But I mean, like the one that has intrigued me though is, I can't remember who put it out, but I've got a GoPro Hero 10, and now they've got that GoPro Hero 10 Bones.
Yeah.
I'm loving some of the video coming off of that. And I was going, well, that's kind of interesting if you know what you're doing. And that may happen someday. I don't know, because but I mean, right now, like I said, I'm just having a blast with the camera drones, and I've gotten into the taking pictures side of the things too. Video is fine. I've gotten a little burned out on video editing and putting content up, which I'm trying to slowly get back into. So I do have a lot of stuff stored up. But man, the pictures I'm just taking, I'm just going like, okay, wait a minute here. Let me, I've been starting to frame them. And it's just
And
stupid
if
stuff. You know, here and
I've got
here.
a couple that I've
You
taken
know,
that I'd like to get framed.
these are just, I mean, these are just stuff that everybody's probably seen on Facebook, but it's just stuff like, well, you can't see that little light. You know, these kind of colors where they pop. This is downtown Houston, and of course that looks like shit on this thing. But it's just stuff like that, and a bunch of other stuff that even the wife goes, she's the one who suggested, you need to frame that and put that up. I said, you're going to let me clutter the wall with this stuff? So yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
want,
even if it's for your own benefit, I mean, it's nice to turn around and go, you know, even if nobody else sees it, I shot that.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Well,
listen, Brian,
if
I've
you
got to
walk into
run.
my,
I want to thanks for having me on.
okay, Matt,
All right, everybody have a good evening and a great weekend. I'll see you soon.
be safe, buddy.
Thanks.
But yeah, if you walk into my upstairs bathroom, which nobody ever does, it is lined wall to wall, 4 walls with all these pictures that I've taken in the last year or so with mostly the Air 2S. And that's another thing too. I've been going through all the way back to my DJI Spark days, because back then it was like, man, these photos are pretty good, but I wasn't into photos. I was just into video. But now I'm going back through them, and it's like, man, these are some good shots. And that was with that 12 megapixel camera that was on there. What do we got here? Hey, Michael. But now, man, like I said, I'm still. Oh, and there's another thing too, because it was up there in the thumbnail. That let me pull up the thumbnail again, because I don't want to say it wrong. Avata, that DJI is coming out with. Now, depending on the price, that's a real good possibility too, because they say you can fly it indoors, which tells me, I don't know, it may or may not have a lot of power in the motors. It may be different modes you can fly it in when it comes to being inside or outside, but that is supposed to be an FPV kind of drone that might catch my wallet unawares. All right, Matt, buddy, take it easy, man. Like I said, be safe out there. People drive like idiots nowadays. That's another thing too. I live in Houston. Houston is the fourth largest city in this country. Soon to be third, I think they're saying. It's going to overtake Chicago and a lot of other things. But I'm 61, and I've driven in this town for the last 40 years. The last job I had, it had me driving literally from all across town on any given day. I would drive 500 to 700 miles a week for this company. So I'm used to driving in this stuff. Ever since the pandemic, though, I don't know what's gotten into people's heads here. Not everywhere, but here. It's like, if you're not in the left lane doing 100 miles an hour, you need to get them out of my way, because I'm going to make your back end do 100 miles an hour if you don't. People are crazy. They will run you off the road, and it's never been like that. So what I try to do is I go out on a Sunday when traffic is lighter. Sunday evening is when I do a lot of my shots. Last Sunday, and I might start making a habit of this, because it was kind of fun. Getting up early at 4 o'clock in the morning is not fun. However, getting out on the road by 4:35 was almost pleasurable, because there's nobody out there. SC Aerials, hey Steve. But yeah, it made last Sunday's outing a lot more pleasurable, without me knowing that I might not die to or from the house getting to where I was going to go. But yeah, something else I wanted to do, though. I don't know if I can do this. I saw Angela, Lost Girl Hikes, do this. I'm not even sure if I should try to do this, because I've made this video, but it's already up on YouTube. It's from last Sunday night, or last Sunday morning, and it's no big deal. It's just another drone video, but I do try to keep it more interesting. I've learned don't dwell on your shots too long. If you're going to make a long video, which this one runs about 6.5 minutes, and for me that's pretty long. I try to keep 3 or 4 minutes. But one of the things that I always like to do now, and this came from Robert Gray from Bill's Thomas live stream Wednesday night, is to engage more on platforms like Instagram, which I'm already on. And, you know, it's like I said, you can take little pieces of your video and promote them there. So I was thinking while I'm here of firing up Filmora and throwing a couple of clips that I had in my mind here together and seeing if I can make like a 30 or 40-second clip just for Instagram. So I might do that as soon as I can figure out which thing I can clear off my desktop here. See, I've got 27 inches here. No, not down between my legs. 27 inches in front of me and another 27 inches over here. Got lots of real estate. So, but it's like, okay, what do I take down? Because I can have a YouTube window, but I need a lot on Filmora. So I don't know how if I can work that. But I saw Angie do this and I said, well, that works pretty good. Uh-oh. It's the Uncle Bill show. And it's not Sunday night. So you're not feeling too good, huh? You must not be, because nobody can hear you. There we go. No? Say something.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into BMAC Aerial Visions. Open mic silliness. Hey, how are you? Sorry about that. I forgot that I have my settings for using voice.
Man, like I said, I do this all the time.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do when I start one of these is a mic check.
Yeah, it's right. It's right there. Here it is.
You're not like you're not feeling too good, or
well, there's something going on. I don't know if it's allergies or whatever. I've been sick for a few days actually, but it hasn't been really incapacitating. I would have been to work, but my boss is he sent me home early 2 days ago. You know, I said go home. Blah blah blah. Okay, I'll go home. But he had to be there all day, right? Now yesterday I worked, you know, all day. He calls me up. Okay, tomorrow, take the day off. It's a done deal. I don't want you coming to work. Take the day off. You need to get better. We need you. Well, he has to be there all day today. So I think he cares about me, but I think it's a case of hypochondria. He's afraid he's going to get sick. You're taking the day off. So, you know, but it's fairly mild. I'm okay. You know, it affects my breathing a little because I have asthma, but it's probably
breathing
just
is a little bit
hey, Steve, how you doing there, brother?
Doing good. Doing good. How are you?
I'm fine, I guess.
Good.
I'm a little ill, but I'm all right.
I'm busy. I got my computer back actually this couple hours ago from the manufacturer. I'd sent it in. And so now it's a process of going off my server and flashing everything back on. So my computer is over here and everything is just running back and forth with two computers going.
Hey,
man.
You guys have some advanced stuff. He's got 54 inches of monitors. You've got servers and computers, and I've got a 5-year-old 27-inch monitor.
Well, my monitors are only 24-inch, but I've got 3 of them.
There you go.
And right now, I can't use it, so I'm online on my laptop, and I've got one screen split to watch the StreamYards and the other one to watch YouTube feed with the comments.
Oh, you know, it's all the best to keep up to date with everything that's going on. I mean, you're probably the man to ask about, you know, everything. Your background is really, really bad. Is that your green screen back there?
It's not green.
I don't know.
It's a beige wall, and I've got my blinds wide open coming in on the side, so everything's washed out.
Yeah, I'm just kidding you. I'm never kidding. I'm sitting here and saying,
I gotta crawl underneath my desk and reconnect everything all over again.
Okay, well, I'm back in the lodge. Hell with this.
it gives you something to do. I was so excited that I built myself, a new PC for my birthday, and it's basic stuff, but it's new. It's my first new case in about First time I was reusing that case for over 20 years.
Uh-huh.
I would just fix it. I would fix the lights on it. The wires would wear out from. It actually had a door on it. It would wear the wires out, and I'd fix that. Now anymore, you need you need more room for air, for air movement because of how hot they run.
Air movement and lots of drives.
Yeah. Well, I got lots of drives. I have no drive per se. That's me. But the drive. But
we're old. Who does?
And you were talking to me. Kind of bring something. You would go back in time. You were talking about the Air 2S and the whole versus the Autel Light Plus in it. And I've never thought that was a fair comparison. Because they're not in the same price bracket. They're not even close.
Well, that's the only other thing that's kind of got me. The thing about it is, when it comes to Autel, I want an Autel again. I had one before,
right,
and it served me really well because a lot of people complain about the color profile on it. I liked it. I like a little bit oversaturated because you can always bring it down if you want to. But,
right. Well, color profile for me, I thought Steve's background was green. So, what the hell's that tell you? But
no, this is the natural color of the wall.
Red, green color. Certain shades of red and green turn gray to me. So I don't know. But anyway, no, I mean, the Light Plus apparently a great drone. If you got the money, I would buy it. But to say, oh, it does really better in low light. Well, that's probably the only time it is actually better objectively or subjectively, whatever, because same size sensors, same basic, but some people don't like the RYYB color profile and how it changes the look of the video. But at night, it looks fantastic. I'm sorry.
About the Light Plus, though, it compares to the Mavic 2 Pro in that it has a variable aperture as well.
True. That's true.
And I've been playing. The thing about it is now I'm not so sure even about that because I've been playing. I've got a good camera here somewhere with the aperture on that Sony, and I'm just going, well, that's good, but it's like, is it that good? Because what I'm finding out works is shutter speed. You play with that shutter speed, you can get anything you want.
Well, obviously, there's all kinds of different parameters that you could take between the ISO and the shutter speed and the aperture and the focal length, and to get changing the putting filters on, changing your lens, whatever it is that on a camera, changing your lens. It all they're talking about ease of use really with the adjustable aperture once you get up in the air. I know Lauren said that he would never have a drone that he couldn't control the aperture on because he doesn't have the time to bring it back down to get his shot to put a filter on and so on and so forth. But the majority of us have no problem slapping one on to save ourselves $800 on the cost of a drone or whatever, $1,000 on the cost of a drone to go from an Air 2S up to a Mavic 3. I mean, for professionals, spend the money. Like I was joking in the chat that I wanted a Vesper. Well, no, they start at $7,000. I don't really want to.
Are you kidding me? Man, I remember those things. If you wanted a deal and you want to get around, that was how you went.
What, a Vesper?
Yeah.
No. Advantage. That's from. They had military contracts. Those guys. They just opened up to the public a couple of years ago. Are we thinking of the same drone?
What's in the cup? Let's see. It's. I don't know, Thomas. It's dark in there. I'm sorry, man. I can't tell you. It's just dark down there. But it's deep. I mean, that's bigger than my head. Hopefully it'll last another hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, Tomas, I hope it holds up too.
I think your perspective is wrong. That's not bigger than your head.
I try to do that. Yeah.
Or mine, for that matter.
Don't want to bring up the other head, though. It's something different. But... And once again, when it comes to anything camera related on a drone, it's always a matter of what you think you might want to do with it. I got a buddy of mine who lives down the street. I've worked with him, and it was one of the guys that I had lunch with at the retiree lunch thing yesterday. Brian, I'm gonna get a drone. What's the cheapest one I can get that's gonna work good? So I said DJI Mini SE, and as far as I know, he went ahead and ordered it. It sounded like Tim is not one of the people that I would ever say should have a drone. The first question he's going to ask me, Ryan, how come this thing only goes to 1,600 feet? I'm sure that's going to be the first thing he's. But
Wow.
you know, it is what it is. People got to learn at some point. But I know
Wow.
in his case, okay, he has a boat. You know, he takes his family out on a boat on the lake. That's what he wants it for. Take pictures. I said, okay, do me a favor. Spend a month or two on land before you take that thing out in the water.
Sure. Absolutely.
And
You know, and if
he
he wants to do follow me with the boat, he can do that with the Litchi app. So.
yeah, because he ain't gonna be able to do it with the mini SE.
Right.
And remember to change your return to home to the controller, not to the point of takeoff.
We're talking just all kinds of stuff that will
You
need
know,
to be gone over.
Unless you take off from behind the dock, you know, if it's a couple, you make a mistake, it goes back.
On land, yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
I'm
take
gonna
off
show
the
him
neck.
that. I'm not showing those clips of Ken Dunno catching a drone super fast. I said, don't even talk to me until you can do this, Tim. Don't talk to me about a drone and a boat till you can do this.
You just set yourself up with something to catch it with. You need.
And if you lose any fingers, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, the only thing he'll be losing himself overboard.
Well, I know, and once again, I know what he's saying. The wife will drive the boat. I'll fly the drone. I can, because it's probably what'll happen. But I just know I'm pretty sure that's what he wants it for, and that's fine. But yeah, I'm just waiting on that first text. Why does this thing only go to 1,600 feet?
I'm sure it'll be fine. You know, and if worse comes to worse, he spent $300. You know, and you learn a lesson.
That's why I directed him to the mini SE.
Yeah, you learn a lesson.
He could go out and crash that. He can go out and crash that thing the first week, in which case he'll just say, "I'll never fly another drone," and everybody will breathe a sigh of relief.
It could be a string of tragedies. You know, I mean, not to wish it.
Right.
Hits him in the hand, cuts his fingers. He falls out of the boat, shark infested waters. I mean, it could just all just.
No, this is Texas. He'd get gummed by catfish here. They would gum him to death.
How much does that cost? Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. It's a little. What is it? It's only 5:52 in the evening. I can't make those jokes yet. That's for 10 o'clock.
See that?
Yeah, was that a barracuda?
That's my 1-year-old puppy. He still bleeds
Oh.
every other day. I was
Wow.
looking down there. Oh yeah, that's right. I got that today.
Wow. What's it? Is his name Barracuda?
It could be. It should be.
Yeah.
Shit. We went out. So, that's right. We had to buy a wash machine today. So we get out. We're gone an hour. Let him out of the crate, and he just went bananas. Yeah, let's go ahead and bleed me. Yeah, this has not been a good. You talk about buying drones. Last week, my pool pump went out $3,000. This week, the washer went out $1,000. So, honey, do you think I can still fit a drone in there somewhere?
My wife, our anniversary's coming up, and we've been together 23 years, my third wife. So we're not, instead of we don't do romantic things. We just buy stuff that we need or want, and maybe for the 25th, I'll get romantic, But anyway, so she used to we had a scanner, and she really liked that. She likes to know what's going on. She's like Gladys Kravitz, looking through the window,
Yeah.
And, but then it stopped working really because they went to digital and encrypted and truncated and blah, blah, blah. Got all complicated and very expensive, So I said, do you want one of the new ones? It's going that might be. And I said, they're kind of, it'd be kind of expensive to get one that's going to work in this area because they're pretty modern here. And forget it. We don't want to spend the money. And I was right in the process of I wanted to get a new video card for my new PC, because I'm still working off this 1066 gig. And I can't do that. I just, she's too good. She's always depriving. And because in Florida, homeowners insurance, because you're talking about bills and what's coming up, in July will be, the anniversary. And I paid I don't have a primary on my house. I just have I have a note, but it's a revolving credit, so I have to carry insurance, which I would anyway. But in Florida, 70,000 people are about to lose their homeowners insurance because yet another company is leaving Florida.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah, 70,000 homes. Yeah. Well, last year was 110,000. And I was one of them. And my homeowners insurance nearly doubled because it's just because of people scamming mostly because of scamming. People after a good storm, people go up and tear up some shingles and stuff off their roof and then put in a roofing claim. And you would think someone like me who didn't have to, but I paid to replace my roof myself because I didn't want to make a claim because I know how Florida insurance companies are and they'll pay it. And then you lose your insurance, And so I out of pocket, we paid for a new roof a couple of years ago. So I'm good as far as that's concerned for at least the next 15 years until even though I have 30-year shingles, they still think 18 or 20 years is it. And
you guys got used shingles?
yes, I wanted metal, but my wife wouldn't go. She's from the Philippines. She's seen metal roofs getting blown off houses there. She doesn't trust them because they use all metal there. And it's like, yeah, but honey, you lived in concrete bunkers there. You know what I mean? If the metal roof is blown off, it's because the walls are already gone. I mean, it's, we have a stick built. So, but she just refused. And I could have had one for the same price too. It kind of kills me. But yeah, we went with shingles. Architectural shingles are kind of nice and fancy. My
I like those, yeah.
Yeah, they look good. But anyway, long story short, I'm concerned. I mean, I haven't seen any reports from my insurance company again for the second year in a row, this particular company leaving. But if you have to go to the state guaranteed insurance, it's just astronomical because there is a state guaranteed insurance company. And so anyway, long story short, I got a big bill coming in July, so I can't rationalize getting myself a new video card right now.
What just offhand, what are homeowner insurance rates run for you guys over there?
Well, I'm not the best example. I only have a 1,200 square foot house. I have 900 under here. I had 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, and my insurance is for this year was a 2,300.
Okay,
2,400. When I first came here to Florida. That's if it doesn't go up again. By the way, like I said, they're actually asking permission, depending on the company, to raise our rates between 27% and 50% this year.
Holy crap!
They're actually asking the state for permission.
See, now here in Texas, they have a cap on that. They can only raise it like 3% a year. But
they can cap it all they want, but if the insurance companies leave, what are you going to do? But there's what?
They haven't left yet, but after some of the hurricanes we've had, they threatened to. But
St. John's left. Allstate left years ago. I mean, lots of companies have left. Oh yeah. Allstate's here. They're here for auto, but not home. Huh?
We still
I don't think you can get State Farm either.
Allstate,
yeah,
major ones.
But what was I going to say? When I came here, my homeowner's insurance was $700.
Yeah.
About 12 years ago.
Hey, I got a question for you, Bill. That backdrop you're using, where is that?
That's St. Augustine.
St. Augustine?
That's the Castle Castillo or whatever. That's the...
Okay, because that's the same architecture they used on El Morro in Puerto Rico. And the castle.
Well, it was probably it was probably his cousin that did that.
Yeah. But that courtyard, there's a courtyard, though, in El Morro that looks just like I said. Did they go to Puerto Rico maybe for a visit?
Well, it's a Spanish fort. This is the oldest. St. Augustine is the oldest city in the country. And some people, oldest European, but there is nobody else really, unless you want to count Indian settlements. But this is the, Native American settlements. But this is the oldest. This is the oldest fort, I believe, that's still standing, still up. It's not operational, but you get tours, and you go in and you watch guys dress up in 100-degree weather with all these ridiculous heavy clothes and play their flute and stuff. It's interesting. I didn't dress up. But yeah, it was interesting. That was the longest run I've made of my bike. My Harley was to go to that place there. It was from here to there.
I just want to say, hey, Kai.
About 4.5 hours.
The big man's here.
Kai. So anyway, that doesn't sound like a lot of money to you for such a little house?
No.
Well, we're like for ours, we're 2,300 square foot home, a little over almost 24.
Right.
And ours runs us about,
it's almost twice the size of my house, but go ahead.
About 36, I think it is this year, because we just got the renewal.
Right. Well, we'll see where mine goes to.
And that's after having a garage fire where if you think about a house, by the time it was done, you could have almost rebuilt the house. We were out of the house for a year and a half.
Well, the replacement cost on my house is quite a bit less than yours is, clearly.
Yeah.
So where they're getting these figures from is just, I mean, they just come up and up and up. Fortunately for me, there's other things that Florida does for us. Like you get the Save Our Homes law, which disallows raising our taxes more than 3% a year once you're homesteaded. There's also homesteading, because they're trying to keep snowbirds here.
Right.
And so once you're homesteaded, you get $50,000 off the appraisal, for taxes.
Wow. We get a whopping 7,000.
Yeah, 50,000. I'm sorry. It's 25,000. I'm sorry. It will be 50,000 for my wife and myself. You get it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Once their taxing appraisal goes above a certain number. So I got to keep my eye on that because we're probably there.
By the way,
I don't know if we're there or not. I think they intentionally keep it low. It's a balancing act. So we'll just raise the taxes a little because we don't want to give them too much because then their tax bill is going to drop again.
Well, that's the one thing in California that when Prop 13, when Howard Jarvis brought that in, where it limits, and that's what it is. It can't be over 2% a year. So that's it on a cap of what your property value is, and that's off your original purchase price. So. Originally, when I bought the home, was $169,000, and the house is worth now way over $1 million. If I was going to say I wouldn't pay for it, it's not worth it. I know it, but it's just what the value is around here now.
Yeah, I may have misspoken. It might be the appraisal value 3%. I'm not sure. I was wondering what was taking so long to get up, but that might be you might have hit the nail on the head there versus taxes actually.
Yeah. And because it only goes up to 2%, so you said how much? 3%.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're low like us then.
Yeah,
and it's
of course
here too. But
we have less. We have less earthquakes here though.
Yeah,
here in Texas.
No, you just have hurricanes that flow through every single year and multiple times in a year.
Yeah,
not here. That's what kills you. Not here. For some reason, the Treasure Coast, it just goes by or around, or we don't get hit here. They haven't had a serious hurricane here for over 60 years. Now we had a tropical storm. They had a tropical storm that flooded us, about 15 years ago. But they've really improved the water removal systems here and put in all kinds of drainage ponds and And we've had tropical storms that did hang out and dump almost as much water as that one did, and we were fine. So. They did X money at work.
Yeah, Kai, that's it. I'll give you a for instance, and the only reason this house sold as high as it did is because the size of the lot. Now you got to remember, California lots are small compared to the rest of the United States. A typical lot around us, like we're on about an 8,000 square foot lot, and the house,
that's a big lot, dude.
The house next, the house just around the corner from us, it was built in 1969. It was in desperate need of repair. The estate ended up selling it for $689,000, 1,700 square feet, but it's on almost 11,000 square foot of lot. They came in there. I would say they probably put about $200,000 into it. They gutted out the inside, fixed it up. This was in May of last year. So from 849, November, just before Thanksgiving, they put it on the market for 1.3. 2 days later, it sold for 1,488, 188,000 over the listing price in 2 days.
Wow. Well,
it's ridiculous.
It is. It is.
I haven't seen this man in here in a long time. Hey, Rod Brecker.
Rod.
I know, right? Where's he been?
My goodness.
I need to pop over that channel, man, see, because I haven't seen hiding a hair of him in quite a while.
Let's see what my house is allegedly worth right now. Since we're on this subject.
Yeah.
I paid, you know what I paid for my house, by the way? I bought it during the crash, back in 2009.
Oh, okay. Smart move.
Yeah, I mean,
timing.
Yeah, well, it is timing, and actually, it worked out good for the family because you couldn't get a loan. You just I was approved 1 minute and wasn't the next because nobody was giving any money out. and it was too close to my second. It's a long story, but anyway, they weren't giving out loans. My dad had an investment that he didn't trust anymore because during this, a lot of companies were whatever. My stepfather. So I paid him 6.5 points on the money, and he financed the property, and he actually attached himself to the. People must have stopped for that, but he was actually, he's off it now. I bought him out of it, but that was good money for what he was getting. That was at least 2.5 points more than he was getting from the investment. So he did all right. We all did all right.
Right.
But I paid 41.5 for this property. So
wow.
Well, I made the note for 45 because, like a lot of properties, the previous owner paid 156, I think, and he lost it. He lost it. He just lost the property. And the people that were renting from him, because it wasn't his primary residence, kind of tore it up a little. And that was a pretty common thing that we found where these distressed
Same
properties.
here.
So this one had the least amount of work to do. Is one of the reasons. This, and I like the neighborhood, was why I picked this property. They didn't go nuts. They just were careless and had to fix the AC and whatever. But anyway, so I only paid 45. Today, let's see what it's worth. So I was like, well, I don't want to go anywhere. Where are we going to go? And that's the problem. Where are you going to go?
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Yeah, okay. $245,000.
Ooh.
$200,000 since January 2009.
Yeah.
That's it's tempting, isn't it?
That is.
I could live in a trailer somewhere,
Take care, Kai, and have a good dinner.
I know it doesn't sound like a lot of money to you Californians, but that's a pretty good amount of money for a little tiny house.
No, I'm born and raised in California, and I remember the price of homes here. And yes, they were higher no matter what. But I understand reality and real property value all around the United States.
Sure.
And when you look at it, what's it worth? Okay, it's only going to be worth if that person is willing to pay for it. So it isn't, you're saying it's worth $245,000. Well, unless there's a buyer, it isn't worth anything.
Yeah, but they're selling. That's why it keeps popping up. There was one down the street that was in crappy shape that went for $218 a month ago. So they're actually selling. So and thereabouts in that neighborhood. So, but and believe me, I know what you're talking about. I actually grew up in Northeast New Jersey. We could see New York from our living room window like that. And my grandmother's house 20 years ago was allegedly worth almost $600,000. So, about location and ridiculous property. I don't know how my friends can afford to live in that area. My old friends from back in the day.
And their annual property tax back there is through the roof too, isn't it?
It's sick.
It's like 20 some thousand or something like that people are paying.
Yeah. For that, you could buy a house in backwoods of Pennsylvania. Let me say backwoods, but little off like Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, quiet little retirement town. You can buy homes for $30,000 that are twice the size of this house, $40,000, $50,000, because there's no jobs. Well, if you're going to retire, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? You got a store, you got services, you got a hospital not too far away.
Well, I know in Idaho, they were getting up where my friends of mine brought some property up there, just a blank piece of property. They were going to build a home up there to retire. And they bought the property. And this is going back probably close to 10 years now. They had the property and theirs was we're roughly about 1.3% of the value of your home. That's the tax base rate. They went from about the same amount, a little over one. I think it was one. It was almost 1.5. They doubled it. It went to 3% from one year to the next because they had so many outside people moving in to retire. There was no, building up and construction and development and people contributing back to the economy. It was only take, and no one there.
All right. Hey, Bob. By the way, one thing I want to throw in on that homestead thing, because we've been living off that now for 9 years. I found out something just recently about homestead exemptions. When you go to sell the house, or when you pass that house to your heirs, all those taxes that you did not pay are payable, at least in Texas.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't read that. I haven't
Our
read
bill
that.
went from $2,800 a year for the county down to like 300. And
Wow.
I'm just thinking, yeah, wow. And I'm
300.
just thinking,
Wow.
300, yeah. And I'm just thinking, well, that's going to be a pretty big bill for someone to pay that wants to buy this house.
Well, when we bought this property, we didn't have to do that. So I don't know that that's a thing in Florida.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
I said, all
I
the
haven't
state
heard
rules
that.
and that kind of stuff are different. So, but that
You know,
that came as a shock to me. I just learned that like about 18 months ago, and I was going, they didn't know that when I filed that exemption. Oh man, that's going to be a.
I'm gonna look into it now that I realize it. It wasn't homesteaded. The previous owners rented it, and they
Oh.
paid like they were paying nearly $2,800 in taxes a year on this property back in 08,
Mhm.
07, 08, 09. So I don't know. I mean, that's got to be a consideration for anybody buying a property. Is the difference in the tax basis. But if you're coming from New York or New Jersey or certain areas in Pennsylvania like that, or Massachusetts down to Florida, a $3,000 yearly tax bill is nothing. It's nothing, especially here because that also includes your trash removal. So there's a value-added benefit to paying taxes if my trash removal is included.
I just look at it like this, though. With the homestead exemption, it's nice. Without the exemption, it was $4,800 a year between the school board and the property tax.
Mhm.
So basically, it cost me around $200 because the school board doesn't give you a break much. They give you a little bit, but it's like I'm renting this 3,000 square foot house for $200 a month from the county because they've gotten to where now if you don't pay, it used to be they'd give you a year or two. Oh, no. That house is no longer yours. I mean,
Right.
The next thing you know, you'll get served with it. They don't even tell you.
Foreclosure.
They'll just give you an eviction note. Yeah. And I'm just going, well, where was the notice? It's happening to people a lot here because people are losing their jobs. And it's like, oh, shit, I didn't know all this stuff.
Yeah, because we're like for our home, we're around $3,700, $3,800 a year for property tax. That new home around the corner is going to be almost $16,000 a year.
Wow.
Hey, Rod,
Yeah. I pay a little over $800.
what's the delivery date on your Mini 3, bud? I'm kind of curious because I know they're messing with us here on this side of the pond.
I'm here. It's the end of the month.
For
Shipping delivery by like the 5th or 6th.
Because some people in the world have already getting it. Robbie Gray, who lives in Thailand.
Yeah, that company already has them. I checked the website he was talking about in Thailand. The DJI 13 drone.
He said he can get me one within a week, $900.
I checked the website he was talking about in Thailand. The
DJI
DJI 13 drone.
That
was worth paying twice.
Hi.
Bob, you need to mute the live stream on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hang on.
Bob, you need to mute the live stream on YouTube.
I'm hearing you.
You don't have to tell him twice.
Hey, stop nagging me. I saw that website. I checked out that website he was talking about, and they've had them since the 17th. For shipping.
I'm wondering how much of it too is a delay coming through still into the ports.
That too, yeah. Because I mean, the big retailers, Amazon, Best Buy, and all those should have them. B&H.
I think meeting demand has something to do with it as well.
Those that you still, it's just pre-order is all it says. It doesn't even have an estimated date.
Yeah, see, they're holding the Flymore up
next Tuesday. So that's about the.
No, because that's next Tuesday is it's still May. And
yeah, but that's what he's saying. I'm getting mine.
Wait until the end of June or early July.
Well, you can get the 3 without the RC controller quite a bit quicker.
No, that's not till August.
Yeah.
The only thing they're shipping right now is with the new controller. I at 9 o'clock in the morning I joined Bill Joe Revere's little party there, and I had no intention on buying the drone. But everybody was so excited, and they were, yeah, let's do it. No, and they're all, did you order yours? Did you? And this was like 5 to 9. It wasn't even, So at 9:05, I had that thing in my shopping cart. I actually sent it to PayPal, and I was one click away from spending with the year refresh and taxes, about $1,200 and something dollars, which I had no intention of buying when I got up that morning. But I saw, long story short, I saw when it was like to add to cart or the banner at the bottom of the thing, it said it wasn't going to be shipped until May 31st. And they're all saying, no, that wasn't there. I saw it at 9:05 in the morning. It was at the bottom.
I saw it also.
Yeah, now it says June 31st, because they're just trying to keep up, because it's selling like hotcakes. They only have so many. I'd imagine.
Does everybody know everybody here?
I'm not sure I met Steve.
Oh, yeah.
I know Bill really well. Yeah.
Yeah. Hung out with Bob. Was hanging out with Bob.
Steve, I couldn't do live streams because nobody would show up.
Well, I'm usually just getting home from work right about now, Bob. Brian. That's the only reason I haven't come into, because I would always come into your stream if I'm
been in my stream plenty of times, Bill. I know. And Bob,
I just finished with a client, and I got a few minutes here. I still haven't eaten lunch yet. 3 o'clock here,
I appreciate it, Bob, for coming in.
No problem. We're gonna take the dog to the park here in a little bit here. So
where are you at, Bob?
Las Vegas. Located?
Oh, that's okay. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a 25-mile-an-hour gust going on today here, but Sunday looks good. So I'm going to get to go out Sunday. But I posted today on the Old Fart group my screenshot from DJI that says, you'll get an email when we have everything to send you. But I did see May 31st at the bottom of my screen in red ink.
Well, that'd be good.
Small, but in red ink at the bottom left-hand corner there. I think, and I know like Marcus and some other people, claim up and down that was not there. And I was online with them at the order time. And, that was 6 a.m. was the order time here. So I got up at like 5:30 in the morning and pulled up the site and then kept refreshing. And I saw that May 31st from the get-go.
Me too. I did. But and I tell you the truth, it's going to take as long as it takes. I'm complaining about it. What's it going to do? If folks, they're kind of damned if they do and damned if they don't. If they didn't release it and they waited another month, and people would have been aware of what's going on. I bet there's all kinds of things wrong with it. They did all these leaks and it's not going to be ready. Well, there's always some tweaks with all of these complicated pieces of electronics when they first, all of them, every company, DJI seems to be a little better than most when it comes to that. And they had some issues with the Mavic 3, the big one. And everybody who bought it was told it wasn't ready when they bought it. And they go online on their channels and they scream bloody murder.
Start bitching and moaning.
Sell it to me like this and not being ready. I mean, and they said, and we knew right from the beginning it wasn't going to be ready. They said it wasn't going to be complete. That Flare was going to be a big update in January, which there was, which they actually did. They fulfilled their promise and did a big update. And there's been updates since then, which is going to happen. Not to be a big DJI defender, but I'm just saying, don't order something knowing it's not ready, and then, well, I shouldn't say don't. They can do whatever the hell they want. They want to cry and bitch and moan because it wasn't ready, even though they told it wasn't ready. Then they're typical American consumer.
I think if it gets to be June 18th and we still have nothing, then I think there's a room to bitch. May
Yeah, if they-
31st.
they took the money.
It's only next
You know,
week or
no
a week or so
problem.
away.
Well, I'll take bribe orders to go down here to the port of Long Beach and grab them out of the bins as they come through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where they're coming from too.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing is they took the money. They have the money already and they're holding it until. But it's not like they won't return it. And I don't know how much interest you're going to gain on $1,000 or $1,200 over the course of a month.
Yeah.
And, even with interest rates rising, that amounts to nothing. And so whatever. I'm sure they're doing the best they can. It's not their intention to piss off all their clients so that they don't have any customers in the future.
Yeah, no, mine was 1247, and I think they noted that they did not add the Nevada sales tax yet to that. So they're
So
going to have.
you got the 2-year care refresh?
I got one. I did a 1-year care refresh.
Why was it 1240? Oh, you got the better Flymore kit?
Yeah, I got the
All right,
I got
that's
the larger battery Flymore kit. My thought is I want to buy another battery, buy a regular battery, so I have 2 regulars and 2 extendeds. That's my thought. And then I think I'm waiting for hopefully Polar Pro is going to come out with a variable ND filter for it.
Oh, they will.
Of
If
course.
they
they
have
will.
it. That's another thing too. I guess that camera size is different from the other minis.
Yeah.
So they're going to need to make something.
It looks like it's a like a gear, flip gear, like the Air 2S is, kind of thing, where it's a slot in a groove kind of cover. So be interesting to see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's encouraging though, because man, when this all came out about a week ago, I'm just thinking the end of June for the drone and August for the Flymore, and it's going, yeah, no, I'll wait. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it just because what gets me is with that drone in particular is the price point. The price point is excellent. You can still, you don't have to go all out, and you can still keep that puppy around $1,000. Which,
Well, I've actually considered getting drone only, and using my RC1 because based on what we're seeing, you're going to get better range out of it anyway,
Yep.
and my phone is way brighter than 700 nits. It sounds great to have that controller. Don't get me wrong. That would be super convenient. It'd be nice to have both, but there's things, as I tend to live stream once in a while, and, and you can't live stream from that controller, which to me is, not great. Now, will they have it in the future? Maybe, maybe they will, but they don't. And
wait. Back up. Let's back up.
what?
So you can live stream from this controller?
No, you can't.
Oh,
That's why. That's one of the things I'm negative about. And 700 nits is certainly not bad. It's as good or better than a lot of phones, but not as good as my phone. You know what I mean? Because mine actually allegedly gets 1366. I don't know if I'm really getting that, but I'm sure it's more than 700.
Well,
And I live in Florida. So unless I want to constantly have a owl or a shade and like that, I'm not sure how much of an advantage it is. I mean, it's not that much more money. I mean, it kind of is because now it's not just the 150, it's also 90 because I could buy just the drone for $669.
any drone is going to nickel and dime you for a while, so you get all the stuff you need for it.
Well, it's $240 for a controller I may or may not like, and like I said,
Hey, Michael.
I don't know. We'll see.
I can't use I'm an iPhone guy, and I can't use my phone at all. I mean, if I get in the car right now and put it in a magnet that hooks on my dashboard and drive 2 miles away, it dims so far I can barely see it. And
turn on your air conditioning, you cheapskate.
This is a good point here now. We've got all kinds of state parks and whatnot in Texas, and yeah, I would. Oh yes, I would.
$100 a year to fly anywhere in the United States, including.
I'm sure you'd have to tell them where you're going to fly, what your flight plan is, and I would even be good with that. I would love that.
I would.
It just drives me nuts.
Registration.
keep
It
people out of
drives me
trouble.
nuts that you've got helicopters buzzing down the middle of the Grand Canyon all day long and into the night
Yeah.
sometimes, and we can't fly a drone. You know, come on. But hey,
Well,
we
it's
can
because
rent a
you
drone.
might fly into a helicopter.
That could be the thing.
And helicopters have fallen from the sky at the Grand Canyon. That has happened. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's
They-
funny, Bob. You made a good point, by the way. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you about the dimming. If I had an iPhone, then I'd be more likely to get that controller.
Yeah.
You know, then I would. Then I'd
Yeah,
be more.
no, I bought a triple tech because I can't use this phone. I mean, it's I love the phone, but I can't use it to fly with. It's it just
quality product, but it's a very fast, high performance product whose cooling apparently isn't enough. And
I think they have it set way too sensitive. I mean, I think if this thing gets to 90 degrees, they're going to start dimming it, and in a car that's been parked in Las Vegas, it's probably 150 degrees when I get in the car. Okay. And, I mean, and instantaneously, this thing hits about 9,500 degrees and you can't see it. And I have gone to the Apple store and taken, I mean, there's a setting in the accessibility setting that you have to change. There's a setting, of course, in the monitor that you have to change. There's settings. So the only setting I have, I have to dim it if I'm home at night and I want to look at it. I have to manually dim it because I have all that turned off.
Now you're talking about the triple tech? Bob?
No, this is on an iPhone.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
on an
the
iPhone.
triple tech is a monster. I love
Yeah,
it.
I was going to say, because somebody, I don't know, I guess y'all were talking about the iPhone. I lost you, but man, I've had my triple tech now. It'll be 2 years this October, and I have it out in every kind of heating condition you can imagine, and it is solid. I love that thing. When mine breaks, I'm going to buy another one.
Yeah, keeping the N1 controller and the triple tech, I'm really intent on keeping that. But if this little controller really could be a quick
Multi-use.
jump out and go to the park tomorrow night and or go down and there's fireworks over here, or find a spot that I can just I feel like in the middle of the night I want to go shoot something. I think that's what that's going to do for me. That
I guess, I remember John said he got one a while back. He asked me
controller.
about it.
Now there's this one guy, Eddie Nunez, here in the United States that
in
accidentally
New York.
got one.
Oh yeah, he's in fact he just put up a video today or yesterday doing a range test on it. Now,
And
well, he got it out to like more than 2 miles. It's pretty solid, which actually answered one of the questions I had about the Mini 3. Was in the specs. It shows all these Wi-Fi channels that it has, and I'm just thinking, well, why does it have Wi-Fi in the first place? And it does have OcuSync 3, which is how he got 2.5 miles or 2.25. But what is all that Wi-Fi for? Nobody has yet to answer that one for me. It's got every Wi-Fi channel, A, B, N, and G, and whatever else there is. But why?
well, OcuSync is Wi-Fi with
Wi-Fi.
instantaneous switching.
Right.
So if they find that broadcasting on an N band or an AB band, they're getting a better signal, they can instantaneously switch. So if they're monitoring all the bands at once and just jumping from the best one to the best one, that might be what OcuSync 3 is, But I watched the video this morning of a guy in the UK that was like, he said he was 10 feet away from the drone and he kept getting RC signal drop 10 feet away from the phone, away from the drone.
Which drone?
The Mini 3.
Yeah, they're having range issues in Europe, but I've seen 300 meters, 350 meters.
This guy was 10 feet and said it keeps dropping, comes back and drops, comes back and drops.
Sounds like a problem with his equipment.
That's a radio problem. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. But even the ones that are working properly, they're losing video feed at like 300 to 350
Okay.
meters. So, with no antennas on the outside, is that something to do with it? But they're flying over urban areas. But the same guy went on and he did with the Mini 2, and it lost at the same, which I don't understand because I live in a fairly urban area, and but I fly a little higher. He was only at 40 meters, but still, that's 120, 130 feet. He should have been able to go more than 300 meters, 1,000 feet, away before he lost his video signal. I've never had that issue. I tend sometimes to fly too far, and almost not getting them back on occasion because I'm an idiot. Did that with the Air 2S.
Yeah. Now,
But
3 miles is my max. I've done.
I did that with the Air 2S. 3.
This is the Air 2S, just for an example.
I should have done 3. I would have got it back.
Transmission.
With 3 and a third. I was a bit too far.
1580 or
I
something.
got to drive to it though.
Yeah.
Nowhere on the Air 2S, for example, is it mentioned anything to do with Wi-Fi. It also doesn't mention OcuSync 3, but it has it.
Right. Well, no.
Okay, there it is. OcuSync 3 under video.
OS3, O3 they call it. Yes.
Right, O3.
And then it's 2.4 and 5.8.
Right, and those are
Frequencies.
those are not Wi-Fi bands.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Yes,
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, okay,
Sure.
technically they are. But let me pull
Oh,
up.
absolutely, they are. Brian.
Those are the main two Wi-Fi
Air
bands.
3.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you
When
all.
you have a
Consumer
dual band
Wi-Fi.
router, when you have a dual band router, those are your bands that you deal with, 2.4 and 5.0.
Can you see if the
Okay, this is the Mini
individual
3.
batteries are for sale there yet, since you were in the store?
Yeah, what are those batteries going to cost? I wonder.
It was like 110 for a regular and 149 for the extended. I've
That's pretty
seen
good.
them. I've seen the price, but I didn't
That's
see them available yet.
I'm sitting here saying it's pretty good. It's funny how our attitudes were changed 3 years ago. What? Now it's like, wow, what a deal.
We had those
Okay, here we go,
$40
here we go.
batteries, and we're
Okay.
bitching about those.
Now, look, this is the Mini 3, and literally it has its own section, Wi-Fi.
Well, they just added it. They're giving you value. Look at all the different bits of
Right.
words.
And
What
but
are
at
these words
the
you
same
put up
time,
here?
up here you've got your O3. This is the Mini 3. You've got your O3
Mhm.
right there. But you come down here, and we got Wi-Fi. Why do we have Wi-Fi? It is not here. This is back to the Air 2S. Nowhere on here do you see anything to do with Wi-Fi. Nowhere.
But Brian, they're all Wi-Fi.
Technically, yes, they're all Wi-Fi, but why is
Yeah.
it being specific to the Mini 3 about Wi-Fi? When I first
Well,
saw
that
that,
could be Wi-Fi from the controller to like your router in your house, or
yeah, no.
No, it's a protocol, and they all use it. They just never bothered to mention the different protocols with the previous drones. They're giving you lots more words and information so you can see what a value you're getting. I think, because because what are you concerned about? Whether it's just a simple enhanced, because even the Mini SE is enhanced Wi-Fi. The Mini
Right.
1 were enhanced Wi-Fi.
The Mini
Then they
SE, which I do
then they
own
went to
also.
OcuSync, OcuSync 2, OcuSync 3, whatever. But
The
those
Mini
are all
SE.
still Wi-Fi. They're
Yeah,
just
but here's the deal. The Mini SE, which I own, is Wi-Fi enhanced. And just for shits and giggles, I sent it out of the water, put it out more than half a mile before I even started to lose signal.
sure.
But at the same time, I can send my Air 2S. I could, but not say I do.
You would
Out over
never
the water.
do that. Never.
Out over the water for a mile and a half,
Yeah.
maybe almost 2 miles.
Right.
And I've heard that it doesn't lose any signal.
You've heard that, huh? Go to the Mini SE
it's hard to get
information
that
and see if they,
Mini
see if they,
Mini SE says specifically Wi-Fi enhanced. There's no OcuSync 3.
right. But does it tell you what? But does it tell you N and A and AB and ABN and all that other bullshit? Does it say it on that? Because if it doesn't say it on that page, it just means that they don't necessarily tell you what protocols it uses.
Those are speed bumps. That's what the different Wi-Fi's are. The capability of going at a certain speed. I think. I try to
Like
remember my
600 megabits, but that's because those protocols are improved and enhanced, and they've moved on to the
it
next.
goes from 32 bit to 64 bits, and then its transfer rates changed.
Right.
Yeah.
Now this is Mini SE, and scrolling. I don't even see transmission stuff.
Look at Brian scrolling.
There's no subhead
here we go.
for Wi-Fi.
SD.
Yeah, there we go.
There's controller and transmission.
And I'm not seeing anything Wi-Fi, any of the channels, like you said, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
You got that right. And all it shows is enhanced
On occasion.
Wi-Fi. But that's just a video transmission. I'm talking about the actual signal to the RC to the drone that makes sure that thing stays in the air.
Just because they don't mention it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
I know.
You know. Results is what matters, really. How they do it.
The only thing that had me a little quirked about the M3 was, why are they showing Wi-Fi specs? Is this a Wi-Fi drone? Is what I was asking. And still, no one is. Obviously, it's not, because if Eddie Nunes sent it for 2.25 miles, no Wi-Fi drone that I'm aware of can do that. OcuSync 3 can do that.
Right.
Hey, Charlie.
So, do you think it might be, Brian? It might be that you can bring the drone back in, turn the drone on, and sync it to your computer over Wi-Fi?
It's hard to say. I mean,
without taking the SD card out, and
I do that a lot too. Is I'll bring the drone back, and to get the video and the pictures off of the drone that are sitting on the SD card, you can download them to your device, and it's doing it. I know it's doing it through a Wi-Fi signal, not Bluetooth, not any of that other stuff. It's doing it through the Wi-Fi. I get that, but it just throws me that they're putting that Wi-Fi information on the Mini 3. It's just like, why is that there? That's right, Johnny Drone 5, something he had. Something not so good happened.
Yeah, we heard, Johnny, about the shooting at the graduation. Not at the graduation, but
it was as they were leaving.
Yeah. Most cherished time in a kid's life is graduating high school, and for that shit to happen, it just hurts me,
And this is
people
for Charlie.
Believe that that's a solution to anything.
No, it's not. Charlie, we did FPV earlier. We touched on it earlier.
Okay, so, I'm cutting out, guys. I gotta go eat.
No problem, Bob. I'm
okay.
glad you popped in. I gotta wrap this up in 20 minutes anyway.
Okay. See you guys later. Nice to meet you, Steve.
Nice to meet you, Bob. You take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Bob. Well, that's kind of depressing that he doesn't know Steve Carpenter. I mean, everyone knows Steve Carpenter. Steve, are you not a member of Old Farts with Drones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I think it was Ray Kelly that sent me the link.
Yeah. The cool thing I love, besides the fact that nobody really screws with you too much on that Facebook group, is that I get a lot of good ideas from these guys who see things differently. That's part of the reason why I want to get this FPV drone.
I just looked something up, and I'm sorry, to go with what you were saying about the different protocols of Wi-Fi. If you want to use your controller to transmit your video, to connect it to the internet for updates, you have to have those Wi-Fi protocols to do that, because you'll have to be able to connect it to. So that could be why they're bringing it up. That's all.
Be, yeah.
Like, if I wanted to, if I wanted I mean, that's what I have to do now. Well, I have a tablet that's not Wi-Fi, that's not cell, and I've used it, and then I streamed from it, and I did it because I shared my internet connection from my phone to my tablet. But without Wi-Fi protocols on my tablet, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So that could very well be why they bring that
Yeah,
up. So
that would explain that. Yeah.
so, you can do updates. You can
Don't make me buy this drone, Bill.
You can
Find
transmit the video. Yeah, I'm telling you, I am kind of tempted, but I think I would actually sell the Mini 2 first before I did it. I think because I can't see a reason for having both of them. I mean, I can't.
But you have to look at what you're buying it for. The thing that I'm looking at is a lot of people are buying it, live in heavy wind areas, and that it's not going to be. That's not the good idea. Like for Rod, being over in the UK and Europe, where it's just like Canada, 250 gram max. That's okay for him. And he can fly a lot of areas, no restrictions. Unlike us here, yes, you can fly bigger drones, but they're limited in restriction. I can see it there. Or if you're going someplace and you want something so small that you can just, because I bought the Mini 2 for my son for Christmas, as part of his Christmas, and he loves that thing. And that thing is just a fun little drone.
It is. That's why I got the Mini SC.
Flies great. It responds. It does everything it's supposed to do, and it does it well.
Yeah. And it's so light. And when it's folded up, I mean, because I wear in the summertime, I'll wear shorts with cargo pockets. You just drop it with the one drone in one pocket, the remote in the other, and you're gone.
Where is that thing? Oh, it's in the car. But yeah, I keep the drone, a spare battery, and the RC, and a little camera case because I didn't buy anything extra that's no bigger than this. Everything fits in there. Nothing I like that.
That's true, Charlie.
Elder abuse, yeah. Elderly abuse would be one of us elderly guys abusing you. But elder abuse, yeah.
No, he's talking about going to Brazil.
Oh, Brazil. I was talking about his elder abuse.
Just above, the one above.
Oh, that one, yeah. So I highlighted that a second ago when I caught it. But Brazil.
What are Charlie, have you researched the regulations?
We don't need no stinking regulations, man. We're going to Brazil.
Yeah, well, we take it at customs, and you'll never see it again.
Come on, man. My cousin always wanted one of these drones, man. Hey, what's in the bag?
Yeah.
By the way, Steve, just curious. Say your son, you gave him a Mini 2?
Mini 2, yeah.
Does he put out content or just playing with it?
No, he's just having fun with it because they got a new child and stuff, and they're starting to travel. They bought a trailer, so they're getting out and traveling and stuff. So just a way for him to grab content and just enjoy it.
It's funny though how many people use drones, and drones are very secondary to what they're doing. I follow a few channels on YouTube and Instagram, and these are mostly sailing channels with nicely endowed whatever. But every now and again they'll pull out the drone. It's like, oh, that's how I must have found this channel on YouTube, because they do fly a drone occasionally, rather than show bikini straps.
Off the plane with it, yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
By the way, Charlie, where in Brazil are you going? Because I got relatives there, actually. I wouldn't trust them, but I got relatives there.
Yeah, it's clearing customs is where the concern is.
Yep. Because there's the capital. I can't think of the name right now. Rio de Janeiro.
Yep.
Sao Paulo, but Sao Paulo used to be, and it still is a good place. Yeah, Sao Paulo. That's my daughter-in-law's from. She's from there, and Rio. Okay. Man, I would kill to drone Rio. Let's get that.
Maybe just take the props off it. Put the DJI protector on it. Keep it in a camera bag. Don't think it's a camera.
It's not a bad idea.
Ugh. How, what is this? It's a camera, and what's
It's
that
a
big
stand.
thing there? That's a
the things
charger.
when they fold out, that's the camera stand. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a ticket.
I can move the gimbal around so it pans and tilts.
It's a live gimbal. That's all.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not like I've seen
Swallow. Oh my goodness gracious! Oh.
Boy, I don't want to be around you for the next 48 hours after that.
Now we have a drone mule.
Wow.
Charlie's going to be a drone mule.
Prop mule.
Hey, drones are going to get small enough you could probably swallow the whole drone, and then
Right.
poop it out when you get there, clean it up nice, use it, swallow it again. Come on. Sub
Well,
25
look
drone.
at what they're doing for colon scans now. They started using it back about 10 years ago. You swallow the camera. You swallow it up, goes right on through, pick it up, they send it in and pull the information off, and it photographs everything all the way down.
You just reminded me I have to shit in a box.
Uh-oh.
I've had that Cologuard thing sitting out there.
Cologuard, yeah. Oh,
So do I.
What do you think I was talking about?
actually, it's not that bad once you figure it out.
I did it once before. It was fine. I just forgot we had it. My wife put it away. Where'd you put it? Away. She does this all the time. Well, where's away? Not there. Leave anything.
Well,
anywhere.
there's a code on it. How long they're good for?
Hey, just whatever you do,
Yeah.
don't leave it next to the cat box. Okay?
What?
Personal advice, just do not leave it next to the cat box.
Why would there be a
I'm
code
just
for
saying,
how?
whatever comes out of there.
No, because you ship your little bit of
before
poop.
you put it in the box and you set it down, because I got the cat box right outside the bathroom. Do not leave it by the cat box.
I'm gonna look at the box. Now you got me worried that I have to get a new box to shit in. Hold on a second.
Just saying. We're trying to help and support each other here. Next thing you know, if the wife isn't hauling it out, the cat's trying to bury it.
Yep.
Jacques Cousteau.
We're talking about Cologuard.
Uh-oh. I heard Cologuard.
What?
And
You're all right.
There we go. I knocked my drink over. It's on my seat.
great idea, Johnny.
Oh, Lord. Alcohol abuse.
So,
No,
Mr.
it's
Mackey,
just-
what
just
do
iced
you
tea.
eat? Here now, Mr. Mackey, what are you eating? We're not quite sure what to make of the sample you sent us. There's bone fragments.
Bone fragments. Oh, God.
I got my new.
We're talking off the rails here now.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go flying in 2 hours. Yeah, right. That ain't gonna happen.
You're supposed to go where?
Flying. Told a buddy of mine, he's gonna come up to my side of town.
Thought you said you're gonna go blind.
If I show up, because he knows I
But
care.
you said you're going to go blind in 2 hours.
Yeah.
What are you planning on doing? All right, here we go.
Still
up,
on
Charlie.
aisle 4.
Keep it up. I'm gonna let my
All
brother
right, let me-
come to Brazil. There you go. There it is.
Notice I'm lower now. I bought a new silicone pad to sit in. It's got iced tea in it now. There's a reference. There's a lot number. I don't see a date. Netherlands. Huh. Interesting. Exempt human specimen. I am an exempt human specimen. Do not remove outer edge. Okay.
No, you don't. Nope. There's no argument there, Mike. Do not need a license. No way.
No, but technically you should be taking the trust exam.
What's that?
The FAA trust exam.
The one where they want to know who's flying drones? That one that I haven't
No.
taken yet?
The one that's only like about 10 questions or whatever.
I heard it's like 100 questions and they give you 99 answers.
I'm doing an unboxing here live.
Well, wait a second. You can do the unboxing. You can do the unboxing, but we don't want to see a live testing.
We need first flight demo video, Bill. Just keep right on trucking, buddy.
And now the range test. How far away can I be? All right, I don't see a date. Let me see.
Yeah, no, Mike, in no way, shape, or form do you need a license to buy a drone, fly a drone, or anything else with a drone.
The only thing is, if it's above 250 grams, you have to register it.
That'd be the only thing. You do have to register it above half a pound, unless you're my buddy Tim down the block, and he's going to send it to 1,640 feet. First thing, I guarantee you. That's the first thing he's going to do.
Oh, I think I'm okay.
Why doesn't it go any higher?
This is the only thing that could possibly have a expiration on it. It's got the
fluid in it. Yeah.
Some kind of microbial something or other. And it says for 2023. So I got a little time. You know.
Oh, no problem.
Oh, no, you don't. The company that puts those out, I decided to wait like a week or two. They start sending you emails, texts, all kinds of stuff. They want that stuff back and fresh. Yum. By the way, thank you for saying that, Charlie, because this whole live stream was about which drone I should get, and honestly, a large kite with a GoPro attached to the tail is where I'm going. And 1,000 feet of string.
So you know what? I didn't see the beginning. What are your deciding factors in all this? What do you want to accomplish? You want a camera drone, or are you thinking about getting? Are you you're waiting for the new Cinewhoop by DJI? Or you guys?
I want to see. I'm real curious about that because it says, oh, it can be flown indoors. Well, how about outdoors? Is it like just some kind of toy or something?
Yeah.
No, you can fly it outdoors. It's just you're going to have to watch the wind because it's going to be expensive. You don't want to lose that thing. But
I'm waiting for the Phantom 10. So
I keep waiting.
Where you at, man?
I think the issue with that is I heard that when they were reading the information on it that it's not going to have a manual mode. So
they never do. That wouldn't be the first time.
What? For an FPV not to have...
Oh, you're talking about manual mode. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never
what
mind.
Did you... Oh, a manual. Manuel mode. Your friend, that's your relative in Brazil, right? Oh, there you go.
Actually, it's a female.
I'd love to go to Brazil. I'm sure it's beautiful there.
It is.
Huge country.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I had a girlfriend in college that was from Brazil, matter of fact.
Okay.
She's
mentioned that. And
I've been down to decades ago, down to Caracas, Venezuela. We're there. We came into port there on a cruise. Beautiful.
There we go.
Somebody superimposed. There we go. Now the show is complete.
Oh, man.
My show is complete. We got Bud.
Manuel.
It just wouldn't be a live stream without Bud. Hey, Bud.
Well, this Bud's for you.
Bud, say something.
Huge country.
Okay, Bud.
Sure.
Kill the live stream.
In college.
You're echoing. Okay. Here we go.
Hey,
Till I see his lips moving, you don't get your mic back. Okay, how we doing now, bud? No, I'm still hearing an echo.
Am I still with you? Can you hear me?
That sounds better. Here we go.
Can you hear me?
Hey,
Yeah.
we're getting feedback from the YouTube channel coming through your microphone.
Oh, wait, let me click it off. All right, how's that?
Fixed.
Better?
Sounds better.
Much better.
That's what happens when you play golf and drink heavily.
In that order?
YouTube feedback. I've always heard that.
No, I was thinking drink heavily and play golf.
That's usually the way I do it. If I play it all, I've got to drink first. It helps the concentration.
Swing oil.
Be the ball.
So what have I missed?
Everything,
Nothing.
man.
Okay.
Lots.
Everything. I
Sorry,
mean,
I'm late.
you missed the good part about the Cola Guard. I mean, well, Bill's might still have it there under his desk, but we're still trying to get by with that.
I opened it up. I'm sitting on it right now.
We had an unboxing of a Cola Guard. We're waiting for the demo,
Wait, colon or cola?
like as in colonoscopy. You know?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
See, everybody old is familiar with that thing. Isn't that amazing? We all have something in common. Ew.
Well, I think I'm the oldest. 67.
Got you beat. Got you beat.
Yeah, Steve.
I'll be 69 in July.
Oh, you
You
bastard.
shit me. I thought you were 66 a week ago. Come on, Mac.
What a great age. You know, there's certain great ages, you know, like 4-year-old children, 19-year-old adults, and 69.
That's
I,
right. I agree.
Chris,
All right,
there's no way you're 62, bud. I ain't buying that. You look like one of the younger members of ZZ Top. Come on, man.
Brian, when did you turn 61?
6 months ago. In fact, I'm going to do this live. In August, I get to apply for Social Security. I'm doing that live.
Cool.
It ain't that spectacular.
That's even better.
6 months
Wait a
ago.
second. You're going to take it that early?
Dude, there is no male member of my family ever gone past 70. And I don't plan on breaking that rule.
Oh, don't say that.
No,
Don't,
break that roll.
don't say that. We won't.
I waited till 66 and 4 months because that way I could keep on working and not have it taken anything away from my Social Security.
Yeah, but you probably liked your job.
I do.
Yeah,
I
well,
work
there
for
you go.
myself. I work for myself.
That makes a big difference.
If
Hey,
me Pig gets pissed off at I, then myself really gets going through the roof.
So, Brian, you're older than me by 5 months. The old fart.
November is a birthday. So yours is in
April.
April, yeah.
61 in April. Yeah. So, how soon in advance do can you apply?
You have to, if you're going to take it, you have to apply 3 months in advance.
Yes.
Oh,
Get it by, I probably won't see that first check until December.
okay.
They said that your first month doesn't count because you have to build up your 30 days after you're 62 or whatever they apply.
Right.
So it'll be December probably 13th or whatever.
But then they pay you and catch you up on that amount when you get your first check.
No.
No, because that is
No.
your first check.
Yeah.
Well, when I applied, I got my actual first check in less than 30 days.
Really?
In less than 30 days from when I applied, it was the only thing that took me a little longer
Wait a
because
minute,
it wanted to see my
wait.
last income tax statement.
You just said you're 69. So that's like last century. Things were way different then.
That's true. I'm not disputing it. Well, now I'm told you got to be 67 to get 100%.
Well, that's full retirement. And like I said,
Well, that's fine.
I'm not giving them those 5 years free. They're paying me.
Time out. Isn't this supposed to be a show about drones?
We're talking.
Not retiring?
The more
It
money
is.
you
It
get,
is.
the
We're
more
trying to
drones
figure
you
out
can
how
get.
to-
This
we're
is all
telling you
about
how to-
drones.
We're telling you how to pay for them, getting the money back out of the government that you paid in all these years.
Or find the time to fly them.
Yes.
You know, you got a lot more time to fly them if you can at least go to part-time employment or non-employment. That'd be even better. Or work for yourself, like Steve.
Yeah.
All right, you Snapchat.
I'll never retire. I'll keep on end up doing something.
Well, I get appearance money. I don't work, but they pay me to show up. So I'm mowing grass. No big deal.
Gee, that reminds me of most of our employees that we used to have.
But if you split some of the money with me, I'll show up for you.
Hey, I'm in. Where do you live?
You don't even have to come by. You get.
All right. Just give me your name and social. I'll send it to you.
Where do you live, Bud? We've never met, by the way. I'm Bill. How you doing?
I'm Bud. I live in Oswego, Illinois. I'm about 50 miles southwest of Chicago, which you never want to go to.
Yeah, I've been through it.
And
if
y'all check out Bud's stuff, I think he's probably been flying drones longer than anybody here.
2014.
Yeah, see? That's when, I mean, what was that, the Phantom 2 or 3?
Phantom 1.
Phantom 1, oh, God.
And I strapped a GoPro with no gimbal, and the videos at the time were awesome, but looked like shit today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm saying Bud's been at this way longer than a lot of us.
I'm looking for your channel, and I keep getting Justin Bieber.
He's my son.
I
love his money.
How do you think he affords those drones?
No, Bud Double D. It's my mother's maiden name. So Budd Bieber.
Let me put up a link because I know I can pull Bud up.
Yeah.
There we go. Bud Bieber.
So how do I bring up the chat thingy on the side, or don't I?
I found them.
Do what now?
Well, I'm streaming, obviously, StreamYard. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a new subscriber. Uncle Bill's Toys. Over there.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
I just put his link in the chat, too.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So how do I get to chat on the side of my screen? Or I don't.
Computer?
I'm on it. No, I'm on a fucking blackboard.
Could be a cell tablet. What I do and what most people do is you go back to the YouTube channel and you pop the chat up, and I put that next to the StreamYard.
I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
I got to get up and mow grass tomorrow, so though I can use a cocktail
and drink, right?
Slightly.
But by the way, like I said, Bud's pretty inventive. He took an Insta 360, strapped it to the back of his mower, and that was one of the coolest videos I've ever seen.
I mean, was that cool?
It was.
I went from Circle to Small World to blah, blah. I mean.
The other thing, too, that Bud did, and I've still, to this day, have yet to master with that Insta 360, is the silhouette moving thing.
Oh, yeah. What the hell do they call that? Yeah, there's like 8 of me in the living room.
Yeah, and like I said, to this day, I've yet now if that shithead can do it, why can't I figure it out?
It was in the app. Yeah, there's some stupid shit on my channel, so don't worry about it.
But anyway, yeah, y'all go over and check out Bud's channel. Because like I said, we're talking to the master here.
No.
Ed Ricker ain't got shit on him. Kelly Shores, nope.
I'm assuming this is sped up. I'm watching the video now on the mower.
Which one? Oh yeah.
I mean, you weren't going 35 miles an hour on that thing, were you? Because that's what it looks like.
Well, I've been known to cut too fast, but not that fast.
Yeah.
As long as you don't flip that thing sideways.
It's very cool.
That would be an awesome video.
Yeah, I post. I appreciate you signing on there, Bill. You never know what you're going to get when I post.
Very good.
Hey,
Very
Robert.
good.
Robert, hello, sir.
Hi, Robert. Jim's droning's in there.
Yep. I
Yep,
said
yep.
hi to Jim.
Anyway,
Did you?
guys,
I didn't hear. I
I'm
wasn't.
gonna have to
Wait,
wrap this
wait,
up. I got
wait.
hungry dogs, and
Oh,
Chris.
there we go.
Chris Wedgeworth.
it's,
Sorry.
it's-
Go ahead.
Oh, Chris. Hey, Chris.
I hate to say it's getting
He
late.
follows
It's
me.
light out here. By the way, Chris. Yeah, Chris was in here like first thing.
All right.
He supposedly works for a living, and he doesn't miss his stream. I don't think. I don't know how he does it.
Hey,
There's a
Robert
bunch of
Glazer or Glazer.
Phone.
Yeah.
I'm another subscriber.
y'all.
Good. All right, I got to get a cocktail. I'll be right back.
All right, but I don't know.
Give me
if
a-
y'all met Matt
Give me a Canadian club.
That's what I drink, buddy boy.
That's why I'm asking.
Straight up or on the rocks?
Hose with the rocks.
Oh,
The rocks.
on its way.
Thank you.
I tell you what, man.
Holy
This morning, I went out to the local biggie liquor store here. I said, if they don't have it, I'm gonna have to write to somebody. Canadian Club 9-year reserve. They had the big bottle. Thank you. Jesus.
Ooh.
Thank you. All they've had is that little dinky bottle for the last 5 months. Oh, well, it's shipping and all this other stuff. Blah, 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 blah. So now we're an alcohol channel.
I'm more a straight whiskey kind of guy. I don't do the blended so often. Because the guy's been drinking peanut butter whiskey. That's kind of sacrilege to a bourbon guy, but they actually have a peanut butter bourbon. I did find that. It's called Ugly Dog. Yep.
Now, I started on Canadian whiskey with Crown. Yeah, they lost me at the maple stuff. If I wanted that shit, I'd put it on pancakes.
Yeah.
It's just a little beyond
You
the
gotta
pale.
be kidding.
Or the apple.
Yeah, what was that about?
It's not good. I expected it to actually be tasty, and it's just not. And I expected the peanut butter to be terrible, and it's delicious.
Yeah, you were drinking it. You were drinking it the one night. I remember.
I've tried several different brands too, and I keep going back to Screwball, which is the most expensive one, of course. But it's really, really good. But there's other brands that are also really, really good, and it's I mean, like a true.
Bud,
What's he?
Bud, you're
pass
taking
that
it
over.
away.
It's
I'm
dry over there, man.
I got my hand over here. Oh, okay.
Wait, here.
Thank you, sir.
As the youngest member of this panel, I'll be the designated driver to get y'all home.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
If
Yeah.
you
I'm the oldest.
long enough.
No, I won't. I'm gonna have a drink. Hey, it's your fault. I'm sick. I shouldn't be drinking.
Hey, Bill, how do you get that background?
Green screen. I have a big old cheap old green screen behind me, and that's a picture I took when I rode up to St. Augustine, Florida.
That's Puerto Rico.
Up to or down to?
Up to. I live in Florida. I live in South Florida.
All right, I don't like Bill anymore.
Okay.
I live in Illinois where it's flat and corn and beans and the weather sucks. And your tax beyond belief.
Well, no, the taxes here are good, and we have corn and beans here.
And it's flat. And it's flat.
It's pretty flat, It's
Humid.
really flat, and somewhat humid. Yeah, but the weather's normally pretty good here, though.
All right, so where does Steve live?
Southern California.
Ah, fuck you.
California.
And you're in Texas, right, Brian?
No, I'm in hell. I live in Houston.
You're in hell?
I'm in
Yeah,
hell.
it's burning. It's burning. You might want to put it out.
I know.
I feel sorry for the people watching this. Hey, Chris. All day. I want to fish in Florida.
That's not good.
We had a
Mike.
tornado about an hour.
Mike, that's not good. I saw that on the news.
Oh, yeah.
Funny, you never think of Michigan as getting tornadoes, but I guess so.
Oh yeah, we had here in Northern Illinois back in 1990. We took out about half the town.
They come across from Minnesota and just keep moving east.
Well, that's the problem with Minnesota.
How come they don't take all those mosquitoes with them? I don't get it.
Yeah,
Figure that out.
the land of 10,000 lakes and 10 trillion mosquitoes.
Yeah.
It's a state bird.
Yeah.
I went to a survival camping school there called Outward Bound, and couldn't wear any jewelry, watches, or anything because it was 28 days. You were out canoeing, kayaking, out in the field, and then trekking all over the boundary waters. From where the tan line was on the night when I came back after 19-day point on the canoeing portion of it, I had 59 mosquito bites just from here to here.
And they grow them big there too. I don't get that.
You actually
Like
counted the
genetics.
mosquito? Did you spend the time to count the mosquito bites?
Well, when you're out for 5 days and 5 nights in the middle of nowhere with only the clothes on your back, a canteen cup, 5 matches, and we'll say we'll see you later. You got all this free time to do things that you never thought you'd ever do.
You probably paid good money for that too.
Yeah, I did. Well,
Yeah,
my folks did. That was my high school graduation gift. And when I got there, I'm going, what the hell did I do?
I know.
I went in here to be put through this crap, and it was so funny because this was in July, and I went into the service to go through basic training in January. Went through, and I'm going, these guys are complaining about this. This is a walk in the park going through basic training.
Hey,
Some of that stuff, yeah.
thank you.
I was in the best physical shape I was ever in my life back then.
Were your parents surprised that you got back?
Yeah, I know.
All this, Melissa, thank you. Okay, I actually got the chats going along. I don't know what I did wrong.
Just as I'm ready to end the live stream. Good one, bud.
What did I do?
Oh, you didn't do anything, man. But I gotta go because number one, I have to feed my dogs. Number two, my tank is empty. That's never a good sound.
What?
And it is Friday night.
Full?
By the way, when you said Canadian,
I'm sharing with Steve. Coming your way.
Thank you.
But is that Canadian Club like which brand? Because they have like several different.
It's just regular Canadian club straight up on the rocks.
Okay, I'll pray for your liver.
Oh, my liver's 105. And the doctor put a check liver light in, and I'm good.
I gotta get one of those.
Oh, it's amazing. After about your 10th drink at the bar, it goes, and then it's time to go home.
Kind of like the butterball turkey, it pops out.
Yes.
The 10th drink. You might want to tweak that a little bit.
All right, so we're saying good night.
In a minute, I'm gonna answer Night Train, Mike. The 12-year, Mike, is for good company. I drink the 9-year, which is like for now. Y'all are okay. So the 12-year I save for good company. You know, I have my rules and protocols, so it's the way it is.
Hey, Chris.
But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. It's like 6:15, and I'm 15 minutes over, and the wife will be hollering. So I am so glad y'all came in. I really am. I'm a
Thank you for inviting me.
I had fun.
Same
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
These nights, I'm going to be ridiculously bored and hopefully nothing else to do. I will make it to yours on a Sunday night because I always catch part of the replay. Yeah, so I kind of know what's going on.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's no problem, bud. Good to have you.
All right, be safe, everybody.
Mike, Jim, Mike again, Charles, Steve. What the hell are you doing in the chat? Chris. Glad y'all came in to say hi. I do appreciate it. But anyway, till the next one, hopefully in only another couple of weeks, because I'm going to try to start doing these more often. But y'all take it easy.
Let me know.
Oh, yeah. Capcom.